Hello and welcome to The Horse Show. I'm Chris Stafford. So, with just over a week to go to the start of the Paralympic Games, athletes are making their way to Tokyo, including the horses, for the para-dressage competitions. And as you may know, these are divided into 5 grades depending upon the nature and the extent of the impairment and the level of difficulty of the test they perform, which is relevant to their allotted grade. Now, Sydney Collier from Ann Arbor, Michigan, who's been on the show before, is a grade 1 rider, and she's part of the US squad, which is currently in quarantine in Aachen, Germany. And Sydney is there as the first travelling reserve. Now, this is the second time that she's been named to the Paralympic team, having competed in Rio with another horse, that was Western Rose. But since June 2019, Sydney has been competing with Going for Gold LLC's 12-year-old Hanoverian gelding, all in one. And this partnership is due to show jumper Georgina Bloomberg stepping in as the sponsor for Sydney, who needed a new mount for her Tokyo campaign. The pair has consistently been posting scores in the 70s this year, earning them selection to the team. Now, I spoke to Sydney just last week prior to the team's departure to talk about the US combinations that will be out there in Tokyo and who their main rivals will be. Sydney, how are you?
I'm doing very well. We are literally gearing up. This is our last full day here in Wellington. And tomorrow we board our flight to Newark and then our flight from Newark to Brussels. So gearing up for the big flight coming up here, and it's such an honor to be here in Wellington and to play a part in Team USA's journey towards the Tokyo 2020 Olympics.
Absolutely. Well, at least the Paralympics, because we're recording this before you start your journey to Europe and to begin quarantine. Now, we should explain that you will go to quarantine with the team as the first travelling reserve in Aachen before the team then flies. Now, at that point, do you turn around and come home again if they don't need you? What's the protocol for that, Sydney?
Yeah, so as the first traveling reserve, I am, if they need me, then I would board a plane with the team towards Tokyo, but they would have to figure that out before the Paralympic team heads towards Tokyo. And I'm one of 2 traveling reserves alongside Charlotte Merrill Smith. And it's such an honor to be there for my teammates in a whole new way for me, because I've never experienced being a traveling reserve. And I'm just so honored to be there for them and to be able to support them in their Paralympic journey and to really make it easy for them to go over there and bring back some medals. Like that's my main goal through this whole thing, is to be there for the team as much as possible in any way they need me.
Well, I'm not going to call you a veteran yet, Sydney, because you're not old enough to be called a vet. But you are an Olympian, a Paralympian, I should say, because you did compete in Rio. So you've been there, done that, know what it feels like, and it's a very, very special time, isn't it, for any athlete?
Oh, it really is, and I feel so lucky to be able to experience it in a whole new dimension this time around, and to be able to support the other athletes really in such a high pressure environment in training camp, and to really be able to be doing it with my groom, my trainer, and my mom, and of course the most important part, my horse Ale, who is so up for it. This is just, we're living in such unprecedented times, and I just really feel overwhelmingly blessed to be doing this with Ale, just a horse and a team behind me that has put in so much work and effort to make this possible. And I really want to help make the U.S. proud and be there for the team in any and every way that they really need us through this next part of the journey.
Right. Well, I know that, of course, you were in Rio with Western Rose, and we spoke 2 years ago. That's the last time you came on the show, and you were looking for a new horse at that point that would take you to Tokyo, at least to be selected for the squad. And you achieved that with All-in-One, your Hanoverian gelding, who's owned by Georgina Bloomberg. So she's an owner who knows a lot about horses.
She really is, and I am so blessed to have Georgina as my horse owner and as such a big supporting role of my journey. She has been unwaveringly supportive throughout the games delay, throughout every single bump along the road that we had. She helped us find All-in-One and helped us purchase All-in-One as our horse owner. And she just, all along the way, she's been so proud of us and of the progress that we've made. And having such a big name in the show jumping world who is so accomplished and such a genuinely great person behind us every step of the way, and to be able to be a friend of Georgina Bloomberg, like I every day I'm so grateful because she has made every step of this journey possible for me, because without her none of this would be possible and we wouldn't be where we are today. And it certainly has been a crazy 5 years since Rio, with the COVID-19 pandemic. And when she first joined my team, actually, I had a young prospect horse who unfortunately was not the correct quality for the international show ring. And every step of the way, she was overwhelming. She has been overwhelmingly supportive of the next step and of helping me find a horse that was that right quality that we needed to be competitive towards earning a spot on the team and to be selected as the traveling reserve. I just feel really lucky to be doing it with her by my side.
Well, let's look at that team then that is making their way to Tokyo. That's Beatrice, Rebecca, Kate, and Roxanne. Obviously, you guys have all been working together in the preparation leading up to departure. So give us a little bit of an insight in how these horses have been going, what you've been observing of the team, as well as your own performance there, Sydney.
Oh yeah, they are such an incredibly talented team. Obviously, Roxy with Dalton, she is number one ranked in the whole world and holds even records as far as her scores go. And Dalton is such a really, really special horse for her to be doing it alongside. And I've just been continually blown away by her performances. And I know going towards the games, they're going to continue going in this upward trending manner. And I was on the team with Roxy for 2016 and for the 2014 World Equestrian Games, and being a teammate of Roxy's is always such an honor. She makes it so easy. She's a really big team player, and she really is there for all of the right reasons, and to have that relationship with the horse and to be successful on that world stage. And then Beatrice de la Valette, she has absolutely blossomed in the last 4 years that she's been doing para-dressage. She and Clark are a fairly new partnership, and they've really been trending upwards, and it's been so exciting to see her really prosper after such a hard situation with her life and her story, and really she's such a team player, and it will really be really exciting to see how she and Clark do on that world stage, since this is her first games. I think that she's going to do super, super well, and really help lead the USA to such success. And then Becca Hart, she is definitely a veteran. She has been on numerous teams. I had the honor of being on the team with her for the 2016 games and for the 2014 World Equestrian Games. And she just is always such a team player at those games. And she's really there to give the best performances of her life. And Tex is such a special horse. He is so eye-catching, and she medaled twice at the World Equestrian Games in 2018. So I have no doubts that we're going to see huge things from Becca as well. And then Kate Schumacher, she's amazing. She represented the USA in 2018 and had some huge results with Soli there. And she's been ever since doing super, super well at our CPDIs within the USA here. And I have no doubts that we're going to see huge things from her, as well as all of the teammates. And I really am just super excited to be there for them and really help them handle the pressures ahead in any way that I can. And it's going to be so exciting to see them over there representing the USA on the world stage, and we're very hopeful about them bringing back those medals.
Well, that would be fabulous, but we all know what a tough stage that is at the Olympic level, Paralympic level. Now, Sydney, you know, when you get out there and you see the competition that's out there that you haven't been able to compete against in the build-up, which we know you might be able to go to Europe and certainly compete and experience the competition. And I think that goes for every sport. Because of COVID, they haven't been able to face, the tough competition to see where they sit in terms of form and preparation for a Paralympics. So we know that GB are tough to beat. Have you been watching anything of what they've been doing recently and watching the results?
Oh yeah, we've obviously here in the US we watch with bated breath when the Europeans go out and compete, and it has been very intense watching them compete. Actually, Beatrice was over in Germany this spring, and she competed against some of the top grade twos, and that really gives her a leg up on competing with some of that international competition and handling some of that international pressure, which I'm super proud of her for going over there and doing that and really becoming such a well-rounded competitor towards the games. One of the athletes that I've definitely been keeping my eye on is Natasha Baker. She and her horse have been scoring super, super well. And definitely, as you said, Great Britain is going to be a big team to contend with at the games. But I have complete faith in Team USA, and I see all of the hard work that they put in and all of the results that they have really garnered heading towards these games. And I just really feel like Team USA is overall the best that we've ever been prepared, and I'm just so excited to get over to Aachen and to really put in the rides of my life at training camp. And it's such an honor to be riding in Aachen in general, but to be doing it at a training camp for the Paralympics as the first traveling reserve is just even more of an honor. And to be doing it alongside such amazing women in sport who really have put in that hard work and dedication. I'm so proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, and as you say, just to be able to go to Aachen and ride in those arenas, that's something special in and of itself, isn't it? I mean, and to have that opportunity. Now, you said earlier that if you're needed, you would then, at that point, you would know, and you would be going on to Tokyo with the team. But if you're not needed, then what happens? You turn around and come home, or are there competitions over there for you to compete in, as I know has happened with the eventing team, for example? They've stayed there to compete. So what would be the situation for you? Do you know?
Yeah. So if I'm not needed to go to the Paralympics, which I hope to God that all of the horses and all of the team riders are all good, and we'll be able to wave them off to Tokyo and to really cheer them on. And if that's the case, then we will head back to the USA, back home, and Ale will quarantine once arriving back in Miami. And then from there, we will head back to Massachusetts and continue on with our training.
So what would that be like then for you for the autumn? Do you have a competition schedule, in mind in case this would be the situation for you? Do you know what you would do?
So really we're basically kind of taking it day by day, because it's hard to that's what's so unique about being the reserve is so you have your plan for training camp, and then after training you really never know what's going to happen. You don't want to have plans like saying no, you don't want to have plans saying yes, and really we're just kind of keeping an open mind right now, and then after we return home we'll kind of evaluate Ale's condition post travel, and really, obviously a lot of it depends on whether or not we're needed to fill a spot because of, say, COVID, or any other situation, which I hope does not happen, because I really hope that those team riders get to go over there and give the performances of their lives. I'll be so proud to be cheering them on.
Yeah, I was thinking that you will be their chief cheerleader when you get back here, if you don't have to go. And hopefully we'll get good coverage on TV as well of the Paralympics, Sydney. Do you know what the para-dressage coverage looks like at this point? Has anyone told you?
So I don't know yet. I do know that I have been very impressed with the Olympic coverage on our Roku TV. We have a little app for NBC, and we've been able to watch every single hour of the equestrian programming in the Olympics. So I'm really hopeful that it'll end up being the same way for the Paralympics, and that they'll have coverage of every sport available in that Roku app or online, because I don't want to miss a second if I'm not there in person.
I bet you don't. Have you been following any other sports apart from equestrian at the Olympics?
Let's see. I definitely tuned in for skateboarding and for the hammer throw. I've and powerlifting. I have really ever since ever since the COVID-19, I have gotten super, super into working out and weightlifting. So it's been really neat watching women and just people over there competing at the top level of their sports and really kind of appreciating different sports crafts. And obviously I've been geeking out watching every single sport, equestrian sport.
Yes, I bet you have. Well, lots of inspiration for you right there to take away from the Olympics and hopefully, as I said, inspire you for the Paralympics. So whatever happens, I hope it's a safe journey to Aachen and you enjoy the training camp there, Sydney. And we will follow, of course, with interest. The very, very best of luck to you and the team. And thanks for taking time to come on the show.
Thank you.
Lovely to catch up with you again.
Thank you so much for having me, and definitely keep an eye out for us. We can't wait to get over there to Aachen and start riding and really just supporting my teammates in any way that they need.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again. You take care, Sydney.
Thank you. You too.
Well, the very best of luck to all of those Paralympic riders that will be out there in Tokyo. It certainly will be an unusual experience because these games, as well as the Olympics, were very extraordinary games in extraordinary times. We wish them well, and we will, of course, be reporting on those games here at Wisp Sports. You can follow much of the action in our weekly news coverage on the Wisp Sports desk. You can also keep up to date with us, of course, on social media. Just look for Wisp Sports on your favorite social media channel. And we're online at wispsports.com, where you'll find the show notes accompanying the episodes here at wispsports.com. And don't forget to comment on social media or drop us a line if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions to info@wispsports.com. Until the next time, thank you for listening.